We made it. We're safely back on the air in high definition and stereophonic sound. Technology, it moves forward whether you want it to or not. Happy Thursday. It's the 11th day of July, 2019. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Live channel. I hope you ended your day with us here on the NCW Live channel with a viewing of our evening newscast with Grant and Eric. We're back at it again on a beautiful Thursday morning, 63 degrees, lots of sunshine. We're in for an extended period of very pleasant weather. If you like it sunny and mild, but not too hot, we're looking good. In fact, we're only going to get to the 90-degree mark probably on Saturday, which is okay with us. That's not too hot for many people. And it's going to be a perfect afternoon and evening for us here on Saturday because we got Apple Sox baseball again. Yeah, we'll be televising our second of 4 games this summer as the Apple Sox take on the Bellingham Bells. So if you can't make it to Paul Thomas Senior Field, and you should, there's nothing like watching a baseball game in person. You can always watch it right here on the NCW Live channel, again in high definition and again in stereophonic sound. Maybe if you had 2 TVs and 4 speakers, you could watch it in quad. Maybe not. Weather forecast coming up. Got your news, got your sports, and Apple Sox. Ben got the better of him last night in a big way, but we'll talk about that with a recap from our good friend Joel Norman. We also have all the usual things that you're used to. The obscure holiday today and history, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. It's Thursday. That means kennel cameos. Callie the cat needs a home. Megan will introduce you to Callie towards the bottom half of the hour. And in the back half of the hour, live right here in Studio 15 from downtown Wenatchee, it's our friend Thom Nees. He's back from Serve Wenatchee Valley. He drops by occasionally to say hi. For Thom, it's not that long of a commute to get from the office to the studio. He has to walk about 50 feet to get here. Thom will be joining me in the back half of the hour because their annual Close for the Classroom event is coming up. I know it's a month away, but it's never too early to talk about it. So Thom Nees will be joining me to talk all things Serve Wenatchee Valley coming up in the back half of the hour. Looking forward to it. We've got a good show for you today. Yeah, that doesn't happen too often now, does it? Let's go around the valley with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless setup. Of course, the cross camera always gets to begin the festivities. Look how beautiful it is this morning. Yeah, done with the clouds. A little bit of passing rain yesterday, and that was about it, and things were looking good. We only hit 84 yesterday, by the way. That was 5 consecutive days now, counting yesterday when we had our high temperature below normal. Our normal high temperature for this time of the year is 86. Didn't quite get there on Wednesday or Tuesday or Monday or Sunday or Saturday, but that's going to change a little bit. Beautiful morning, gorgeous. Sun's coming up. We got 15 hours and 41 minutes of daylight. Sun's actually been up since 5:16 this morning, and my sources tell me the sun will be up all day. Gotta love that. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Good morning, Sunny Slope. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for starting your day with us. It's good to have you on board. Camera 2, where are we off to, Megan? I don't know. Megan gets to decide. That, I believe, is the Chelan Falls camera. Is that correct, Megan? And that is pulled back a little bit. Normally, those buildings that you see at the bottom of your screen are not in the view, but they are today. And that is pointing, as you can see, almost dead right into the sun. That's kind of pretty look, isn't it? With the sun reflecting on the lens, which makes that kind of a rainbow deal. There's somebody going to work or home or whatever that building is on this early Thursday morning. Beautiful view from up at Chelan Falls. And again, if you live in that area and you can see that tower, you can get Sky-Fi. Camera 3. How did I almost lose track already? Rude Canyon? I don't know what we're looking at. Rude Canyon. Hey, I guessed correctly. That doesn't happen very often. That, of course, is way up there. That's a beautiful area to live. For one thing, especially in the summertime, a lot of people don't like the heat, so they get up north. They go up to the Rude Canyon area, or they live in Waterville in that area, where because of the elevation change, it's always a few degrees cooler in those areas than it is here on the valley floor. That is an incredible view. And outside of those few high clouds that you see, we got nothing but blue skies and sunshine on a beautiful summer's day. And camera 4. We say good morning to Kashmir from our Apple Annie's camera. You can see that the sun is casting a significant shadow over that area, but it won't be lasting for long. A beautiful view of Mount Stewart, Mount Kashmir, the greater Kashmir area. You can make out the Kashmir Riverside Center. If you squint, you can see the 911 Memorial. I'm squinting right now, and I can't see it, but we have lights in the studio, so it's kind of sometimes hard for me to make things out. The Wenatchee River and folks making their way around Kashmir. A lot of people, of course, live in Kashmir and commute into the Wenatchee Valley for their work or their play. or whatever their case may be. Good morning, Kashmir. Thanks for starting your day with us. And we do have a beautiful day and a beautiful stretch of weather from the National Weather Service. Let's do it. Your forecast. You like that? Not bad at all. Just a few clouds today. We'll top off, they tell us, at 87. That low pressure ridge, it's gone. It's off in the Idaho Panhandle in western Montana. So dry and warm, outside of a little tiny nick of a system that's going to come in on Friday night. It's going to be unnoticeable, really. It's going to slide in and out. We're going to have high pressure. It's building up over the Pacific, and it's going to slide into our area. It's not going to be terribly well entrenched, but there's also nothing out there to knock it out of alignment. So you see those temperatures, 87, 89, 90, and then we cool down a little bit with a mixture of clouds and sun, but it's going to be mostly sunny, and those temperatures just about normal on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. No real complaints at all. As far as the wind, none really, except, again, a little bit tonight into Friday. There's just a micro system, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm going to kick up the wind a little bit, bring us a couple of clouds. It's not going to last long. You won't even notice it, really, for the most part. Outside of that, we got lots of sunshine and a good-looking forecast. Thank you very much, Mother Nature. That lasts all the way into Wednesday of next week. So that's a few items out of the bag, a lot more to go. So we're going to take a quick break. Before we do, we want to thank our friends at Confluence Health, of course, for sponsoring this program. Confluence Health, dedicated to quality and safe health care for everybody in North Central Washington. Our friends at Confluence Health, proud sponsors of this show. I'll just say sponsors of this show. Take a break. Grab your cup of coffee, your glass of orange juice, your English muffin, whatever it is. Come right back and join us. I'll have your Thursday morning news in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
When the people you serve are your friends and family, you see the world a bit differently. You understand that your survival depends on the health and strength of your relationships. Your word is your reputation, and that doing the right thing is the only way of life that matters. At Confluence Health, we remain humble. Trust is a gift that is earned, a privilege, an honor. And we remain grateful for the trust you place in our hands.
Looking for a hands-on, high-demand job? Now is the perfect time to get trained for a career in manufacturing. Washington currently has a shortage of skilled tradespeople, and retirements are making room for more. The machining program at Wenatchee Valley College is designed to give students the foundation to excel in this precision industry. Don't wait, there are only 15 spots left. A 2-year degree and a 1-year certificate are available. Learn more at wvc.edu/machining.
Welcome back. It's 8 minutes after the hour. We have fair skies and 64 degrees. Lots of sunshine. Just a couple of passing clouds. We'll top off in the mid-80s. We'll peak up to 90 degrees on Saturday. Then a nice little cool down. Lots of sunshine for everybody for the foreseeable future. Here's what's making news on this Thursday. Another wolf-related livestock death in northeastern Washington is going to result in action by the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife. Agency Director Kelly Susswind has announced some members of the so-called OPT pack will be killed after a dead cow was discovered over the weekend in Ferry County. Federally protected wolf packs are blamed for numerous livestock deaths in the Kettle River Range on leased U.S. Forest Service grazing lands. Susswind tells the Associated Press that the same pack of wolves is responsible for 16 livestock deaths in less than 2 months. Officers killed 2 of those wolves last year, and Susswind says they will kill 1 or 2 more animals and then reassess the situation to see if more should be put down. The OPT pack, by the way, is one of 27 confirmed in the state, with 126 wolves counted. Well, second quarter single-family home sales in the Wenatchee market are down. Active home listings, though, compared to last month, are up. The latest report from Pacific Appraisal Associates finds 97 homes were sold last month. That's down 13% from June of last year, when 111 homes were sold. New home listings in June was at 128. That's down 9% compared to last year. And active home listings were also down compared to last year at 167. The median and average sales price of a new home in the Wenatchee market once again went up. The median sales price just under $343,000. The average sale price at just over $366,000. The Wenatchee market is Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, Malaga, Orondo, and Rock Island. Well, election officials say they don't foresee any problems with the state's new voters registration law that could delay issuing ballots for the August 6th primary in Chelan and Douglas counties. The new Vote While law went into effect on July 1st and required the state to shut down its voter database for the month while it transitioned to the new system. The new program allows county election officials to see voter changes made across the state in real time. Some counties, such as King and Snohomish, are experiencing delays due to a slowdown in the system's processing of new voter registrations and changes in addresses for thousands of voters. Douglas County Auditor Thad Duvall says his elections department is working through the bugs, doesn't anticipate any problems with getting the ballots out on July 16th.
I think there was a certain amount of problem with the data conversion going in from so many different systems in different counties into one central location. And the system's really quite slow at times when everybody's trying to work in it at the same time. So we're experiencing some slowdowns, but we're working through it, and we'll get that election done on time and correctly.
Likewise, in Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore says he's meeting all of his targets, and he's set to mail out the primary ballots next week. Primary election day is August 6th. Well, this is only a drill. First responders will be teaming up with Wenatchee Valley College and Confluence Health Friday for an emergency training exercise. The exercise will involve a variety of area emergency services and law enforcement agencies. Its purpose is to better prepare the college for an emergency and to practice response procedures of the college, the hospital, and first responders. The event will occur at the Wenatchee Valley College campus from 8 tomorrow morning till noon. There'll be a lockdown drill on the rest of the campus from 10 a.m. to 10:30, and for the rest of the day, the campus will operate normally, except for the following, which will be closed: Wells Hall, the John A. Brown Library, the Music and Arts Center, and the Music and Arts Center parking lot on 5th Street, the Visitors parking lot on 5th Street, the Armory parking lot, the Wells House, and the Library parking lots off of 9th Street. They'll be closed. Now, during the exercise, those on or near campus should expect to see lots of police, fire, and emergency medical personnel and vehicles in the vicinity of the college. They may also see actors in makeup depicting realistic-looking injuries. Those who have signed up, by the way, for the RAVE emergency text alerts, you may receive a test alert during the exercise on Friday as well. Well, recent rains have delayed chip sealing work on Chihuahua Loop Road, but Chelan County expects to have their crews out today and tomorrow. It'll mean only one lane of traffic on a stretch of the road between Leavenworth and Plain, with a flagger controlling traffic. Work starts about 7 this morning, wraps up about 4 o'clock each day. Motorists are expected to avoid the area, or advised anyway to avoid the area if possible. If they have to go through it, you're going to expect some minor delays. Workers have begun installing rebar this week as Wenatchee's new skate park near the Columbia River begins to take shape. The $280,000 skate park is being built by Seattle-based Gridline at Hale Park near the pedestrian bridge. Work began in May, is scheduled to be completed sometime in March. Funding for the park came through state and federal grants. Well, it's not often you see flying goats. These mountain goats landed at a staging area in the Olympic National Park on Monday. It's part of an ongoing effort to capture the animals and relocate them across Puget Sound to the North Cascades mountain range. Now, the translocation removes non-native goats that were introduced in the 1920s from the Olympics and reestablishes and increases depleted populations of mountain goats in the Cascades. The 3 goats in the video that you see were being given health exams. They were fitted with GPS collars. Then they were being transported for release. Translocation efforts, by the way, will continue over the next few weeks. And that's news at 7:14 on this Thursday. A reminder, we have a newscast. We air it every Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. It's called the NCW Life Evening News because we have to call it something. The NCW Life Evening News at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, available for you to watch on TV. You can watch it live streaming on our website. Everything that's going on right now being broadcast over the air or via your various cable outlets are available for you to watch at the same time by going to our website and click on the Watch Now icon, and we live stream everything at the same time. It's simultaneous. Or you can watch the news on demand by going to our website at ncwlife.com, and you'll see it right there. So if you missed last night's news, for instance, you can watch it whenever you want to. It's a pretty cool deal, isn't it? This whole internet thing. I'm on record. It's going to catch on. It's going to catch on. I'm going to invest in AOL. I heard it's just going to just take right off. At the bottom of your screen is all the different ways you can get a hold of us. You can use our Facebook page and private messages there. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call. You can we got the email address, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com, or use our website, ncwlife.com, and click on the Contact Us icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and we will get your message. This is as much your station as it is ours. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got sports, we got the obscure holiday, we got today in history, we got birthdays, we got kennel cameos. We got everyone who's entitled to Mike McNally's opinion, and my conversation with Thom Nees, the executive director of Serve Wenatchee Valley. Busy next, 44 minutes on the way. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Live this morning from Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I told Mr. Nielsen about Simon. He's the best doctor because I like the medicines like he gives me.
He asks like more questions, and that's why I feel like he's more interested in the health. For me, it means a lot. That means he really cares about him.
I like you, Simon, and you're my best friend.
No matter what the season is, the weather is always fine at Wenatchee Valley Mall. Come explore the stores today. Wenatchee Valley Mall in East Wenatchee and online at WenatcheeValleyMall.com.
We are back at 66 degrees with lots of sunshine, mid-80s today, a little bit warmer on Friday, about 90 on Saturday, and then mid-80s starting Sunday and right through most of next week at 18 minutes after the hour. Let's talk about sports. Gil Luna and two relievers combined to hold Wenatchee to just one run on 4 hits in Ben's 9-1 win over the Apple Sox last night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. He's a 5'11" left-hander from Casa Grande, Arizona, and he pitched 7 innings, allowing 1 run, 3 hits, while striking out 12 Apple Sox batters. For more on last night's game, we get the wrap-up. Here's the voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman.
The Apple Sox dropped Game 2 of their series against the Bend Elks 9-1 on Wednesday night at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. They got off to a bit of a rough start, allowing 2 runs in the first inning and then allowed 4 runs in the 5th inning. And pretty much from there, it was Elks all the way. The Sox scored 1 run in the 7th inning. Cody Colden doubled, went to third on a wild pitch, and scored on a throwing error. But that was all the Apple Sox would get in this one. They looked to salvage the series and tie the season series against the Bend Elks when they faced them on Thursday night at 6:35 at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. With your Apple Sox report, I'm Joel Norman.
Thanks, Joe. We appreciate it. The Elks scored 2 in the first inning off losing pitcher Ryan Long on a 2-run base hit by Chase Fernland. Reliever James Kulak struggled with his control in the 5th inning. He walked 2 and hit 1 as Ben plated 4 more runs before that inning was over. Justin Parsons went 2 for 3 with a home run and 2 runs, while Nick Bergarello, he continued to feast on Wenatchee pitching. He collected 3 hits and 5 plate appearances with an RBI. The final game of the series is tonight at 6:35. Michael Hansel will get the start for the Elks. He'll go against Jake Thom of the Apple Sox. The Apple Sox welcome the Bellingham Bells into Paul Thomas Senior Stadium for the first of 3 games tomorrow night. And, of course, speaking of the Bells, we'll have Saturday's game live right here on the NCW Live channel. Our pregame will start at 6:15. Eric Grandstrom will chat with Apple Sox coach Kyle Crustangel to see how the team is holding up under the pressure of a long summer collegiate season. Saturday night, live Apple Sox baseball right here on the NCW Live channel. Let's open up the Les Schwab West Coast League scoreboard from Wednesday night. Kyle Smith worked the 4 middle innings and helped keep Kelowna to 2 runs on 4 hits. Cowlitz wins 4-2. Zach Smith led the way offensively for the Black Bears. He went 3 for 4 with a couple of runs. Johnny Weaver's sacrifice fly broke a 5-all tie at the top of the 14th, and Ridgefield would add 2 more in the frame to win a marathon in Victoria, the final 8-5. This happened after a wild 9th inning. The Raptors scored 3 runs in the top of the inning to take a 5-4 lead. Then in the Harbor Cats, they were down to their last strike when Griffin Paxton smacked an RBI triple to center field that tied it, sent it into extra innings. Noah Taylor was 3 for 4 for Ridgefield with 3 RBIs. Rain, by the way, caused the cancellations of a couple of West Coast League games last night in Bellingham And in Port Angeles, we do not know when those makeup plans are for the Bells and the Walla Walla Sweets or the Lefties and the Corvallis Knights. Non-league games last night, there were a few. Yakima Valley scored 5 runs in the 6th inning, held on to beat the Northwest Honkers 8-6 at Yakima County Stadium. The Pippins were led at the bottom of the lineup by center fielder Luke Schwartz. He went 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And in another non-league game, Alex Lambo went 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs to lead Portland past Perth 4-1. The Pickles will take on Perth again tonight in the final of a 3-game series with the World Baseball Showcase team from Western Australia. Taking a quick look at the second half standings in the West Coast League's North Divisions, you see it there. Port Angeles and Bellingham, 1-1. Victoria and Yakima Valley are 1-2. Kelowna is 0-1, while Wenatchee is 0-2. Victoria and Corvallis have already punched their tickets to the postseason. Of course, they won their divisions in the first half of the season. You know, it's been a great year so far of racing at the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. Big crowds, exciting races, solid fields of cars. It's kept General Manager Jeremy Anders hopping and happy. He joined me yesterday on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley discussing some of the changes he thinks is helping with attendance and just the general interest in the WVSO.
We've done some other great things too. We've reached out to some nonprofits as well and brought them up there. But our crowds have been great this year. We've been doing some different marketing things, a lot stronger on our social media presence.
Your website's fantastic.
Our website's a lot easier to use.
Yeah.
You have results right away, which people love about that. Our points are up to date right away. You know, before there were some struggles there. Our sponsorships have been great this year. That was one of the big things. I knew I had to go out and really take care of our current sponsors and enlist some new sponsors. And we've been lucky enough to have a lot of new sponsors come on board this year. And I think that when you get support like that from the community, it just kind of it's a domino effect. It's that really comes through. So you know, we started at the top with our sponsorship side, and it's fell all the way through, all the way to our attendance side, and our drivers are happier. I think there's a lot of great things going on.
The next big race, by the way, is in a couple of weekends. It's being marketed as Thunder in the Valley.
It's sprint cars, so it's all open wheel cars for the most part, except we added one more thing. So we have the sprint cars, which are these cars here. That's the fastest cars you're going to see at WVSO this year. And actually, there's a couple cars who they are going to try to go for the all-time track record. Then we have the West Coast Vintage Racers. We have the old-time early stocks and the Northwest Focus Midgets. So those are all open wheel classes. So a different style of cars like that. And you know, we don't do a whole lot of open wheel racing at Wenatchee. It's been kind of interesting over the years that Wenatchee's been kind of a more of a stock car town, but it was different. You know, back in the day, Freda was more of a open wheel town. So it was kind of like that was the stock car town here, and you had the open wheel town there. So we're trying to educate people on the open wheel racing because it could be great racing as well.
Everything you need to know about the WVSO, including the upcoming race schedule, is on their website, and it is a good one, WVSO.com. Those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Thursday. It's 23 minutes after the hour. It's time for the obscure holiday of the day today. There's a lot of us on this planet, and so they put aside July 11th as World Population Day. World Population Day. How many people are on our little sphere floating around out here in the universe? As of this morning, I had to look this up. This is a rough estimate. We don't have the exact number. Nobody really does. 7,346,235,000, roughly. That's the population of this planet. The 4 largest countries by population, China still, followed by India, followed by the United States, and followed by Indonesia. Experts believe in the next 20 years or so, though, that India will surpass China as the most populous country on this planet. Some rather sobering and startling facts about world population. In the year 1000, there were about 400 million people on the planet. Now, in the grand scheme of things, you know, the year 1000 wasn't really that long ago. It would take 804 years for the world to get enough people to go from 400 million to get to 1 billion. So that was in 1804. It took only 156 years to add another 2 billion. That brought the world population up to 3 billion. That was just in 1960. 40 years later, in the year 2000, the world added another 3 billion people. So in the year 2000, we went to 6 billion people, and now it's 19 years later. We've added a little over another billion or so people, which brings us to about 7,346,000,000. Whew. That's a lot of people. By the way, it's estimated that every 20 seconds a child dies because of poor sanitation, and less than 10, and this is hard to believe, 10% of the world's population, 10% of the world's population, that's 664 million people, don't have access to clean drinking water. World Population Day. Man, there's a lot of us. All right, let's do Today in History, shall we? It is July 11th, 221 years ago, the United States Marine Corps was reestablished. Semper Fi, happy birthday to the United States Marine Corps. It was originally founded on November 10th, 1775. It was named the Continental Marines. Of course, they were founded solely to aid in the Revolutionary War. And after the war ended, which, by the way, we won, they disbanded the Continental Marines in April of 1783. And then they realized, well, maybe, we still need to defend. We may have won the war, but we still need to defend the country. Maybe we should bring the Marines back. And on July 11, 1798, the Marines came back under their present name, the United States Marine Corps. You can be an honorary Marine. 3 people that I know are Gary Sinise, the late Jim Neighbors, and Chuck Norris. They're all honorary Marines. Ironically enough, of course, Jim Neighbors is an honorary Marine by playing Gomer Pyle on television. Happy birthday to the Marine Corps, officially 221 years old today. Boy, there are political rivalries, and then there are political rivalries. And on July 11th, 1804, the Vice President of the United States, Aaron Burr, shot and killed a guy. And not just anybody. It was the Secretary of the Treasury, well, the former Secretary of the Treasury anyway, one of the founding fathers, Alexander Hamilton. It was a duel, of course, in New Jersey. Now, duels at that time were in the process of being outlawed, but they weren't completely outlawed. As you might imagine, this had rather large political ramifications for Aaron Burr. People don't like it when the vice president shoots and kills somebody. Duel or no duel. Of course, Alexander Hamilton died of his wounds. Burr was indicted for murder in New Jersey, and then when that didn't work, he was indicted for murder in New York. Doesn't double jeopardy prevent that from happening? The charges were either dismissed or he was acquitted. It doesn't really matter. Of course, the animosity created towards Aaron Burr pretty much killed his political career, in addition to him killing Alexander Hamilton. So, quick tip for you potential politicians out there: if you want to rise up to the level of vice president or even president, good idea is don't challenge somebody to a duel and kill them. Your political career will come to an end. The famous duel happened 215 years ago. And this is the 59th anniversary of the very first publication of one of the great American books. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee was first published on this date, 59 years ago today. And despite the fact that it is considered universally an American classic, there are still a lot of communities who want the book banned in various libraries and schools because it has some pretty serious undertows to it. There are people out there who still campaign to prevent kids from reading To Kill a Mockingbird. They should probably get their head out of the sand. It's hard to breathe that way. 28 minutes after the hour, birthdays. Historic birthdays, we always do presidents, and we got one today. John Quincy Adams was born in the state in 1767. He was the 6th president of the United States. He lived to the age of 80. The only man elected president of the United States despite losing the popular vote and the electoral vote. How the heck did that happen? Well, it was the election of 1824, which was just a huge mess. None of the candidates got a majority of the Electoral College, and so it was thrown for the one and only time in this country's history to the House of Representatives, and via various wheeling and dealings and deals and whatever have you, the United States House of Representatives decided to elect John Quincy Adams as the president of the United States. He was basically the father of the Monroe Doctrine. He was the driving force. He convinced, when he was Secretary of State to James Monroe, he said, let's do this doctrine and tell the rest of the world we'll take care of ourselves. Thank you very much, hands off. It was basically John Quincy Adams' idea. He was the only former president to go back to work at the House of Representatives. Yeah, after he left the White House, he was elected to the House of Representatives and served for 17 years. Many historians think he had the highest IQ of any president. Most presidents, their IQs have been measured. John Quincy Adams, his IQ was 165, which is the highest ever measured by any president. He opposed slavery, and he predicted before he died that if we don't get this slavery thing straightened out, we'll have a civil war. He was right. And my favorite quote from John Quincy Adams, the 4 most miserable years of my life was the presidency. John Quincy Adams, born in the state in 1767. And Richie Sambora celebrates a birthday today. He's 60. There he is. Of course, he was the lead guitarist with Bon Jovi from 1983 to 2013. He's not with Bon Jovi's band anymore. They had a bit of a falling out. But he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame anyway, class of 2018. And the reason Richie doesn't really work much anymore, he made a very smart business decision. Years ago, he wrote the theme to the show Entertainment Tonight, and he would not sign away his mechanical royalties, so every time they play the theme to Entertainment Tonight, he gets a check. Not bad. Happy 60th birthday, Richie Sambora. 31 minutes after the hour, Mike McNally's Opinion is on the way. Thom Nees, Executive Director of Serve Wenatchee Valley, is on the way. But first things first, hey, it's Thursday. Kennel Cameos with Megan McPherson.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCW Life Channel. We're here with Karina, the Administrative Assistant of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and joining us this week is Callie the cat. Can you tell us about Callie?
So Callie's actually 9 years old, and she is the biggest sweetheart. I know a lot of the people here at the Humane Society love coming to talk to her. She is declawed, so sometimes she's a little nervous when you go up to pet her. But she's looking for a home that just lets her lounge around, and she'll definitely ask you for pets when she wants them. But yeah, absolute sweetheart. She does have hyperthyroidism though, so she will have to be on medication for the rest of her life. But it's fairly affordable, so I don't think that's a bad thing.
Okay. And how is she with kids, other dogs, cats?
Like I said, because she's declawed, she gets a little nervous, and it's
Yeah.
definitely a slow transition. It all depends on your pet, but for the most part, I believe she's good.
Okay. And if someone's interested in adopting her, what should they do?
They should come into the shelter and ask a little bit more information from our front staff, and then get their adoption paperwork started.
Okay.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
The best pizza in the known universe is right here in downtown Chelan, so come on up. For the best locally crafted beer and barbecue in Chelan, come on up.
For the best down-home scratch country cooking in North Central Washington, you'll find it in Manson. Come on up.
Come on up. Come on up.
Come on up.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs. Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Corey here from Rose Tractor, your local Cub Cadet dealer. We've got the all-new Cub Cadet Ultima zero-turn mowers in stock, and they are awesome. The Ultima is like no other zero-turn you've seen. With a box tube frame and available Kawasaki engine, it has unmatched strength and performance, cutting up to 50% faster than lawn tractors. You have to see the Cub Cadet Ultima to believe it. Come on down and experience the Cub Cadet Ultima today.
The Cottage Inn has been a Wenatchee Valley landmark since 1940, making it one of the longest-running locally owned restaurants around. And it's better than ever. Steak, seafood, and their famous homemade desserts for dinner, wonderful lunch items, and breakfast on Sundays, all made from scratch and at an affordable price. It's no wonder the Cottage Inn has been so popular for over 75 years. Enjoy a fabulous meal today at the Cottage Inn on Easy Street in Old Station.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, in grade school, I was taught that George Washington never told a lie. Really, never? I mean, come on. And then I was taught that Christopher Columbus discovered America. Well, no, he didn't, okay? Eric the Red probably got here 500 years earlier, and it wasn't even North America where Christopher Columbus landed, okay? And here's another good one. Native Americans and Pilgrims ate turkey on the first Thanksgiving. I don't think so. Who makes up this stuff, and why did they cram it down my throat when I was too young to challenge them? And you want to know what else? Another huge lie that I was told? I have searched numerous people-seeking sites. I have used many search engines, and I've looked all over the internet, and I can't even find one person named John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, let alone two. Now, I say it's time to promote honesty in education. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
That's pretty much it. It's a great house, great neighborhood.
It's great. Sam's still getting used to the idea of moving.
Sam, you play basketball?
Yeah.
Let me show you something. Now I'm thinking, you put your hoop right here, and you even got enough room for a three-point line. One of the things I've noticed is that if you got a hoop in your driveway, you make friends real fast.
At Coldwell Banker Levine, our agents don't just understand real estate, they understand what home is all about.
How much are you paying for adult, family, or assisted living? Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers one-bedroom apartments for one affordable price. Their rates are all-inclusive, no nickel or diming or sudden increases, just one set price. You or your loved one will receive good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Stop on by for a tour to see if the Epladolin family is the right choice for you.
Family-owned and operated Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Cashmere. Affordable care.
It's always been a dream of mine to own a home. She had credit, I didn't.
And I was like, you know what, let's just go talk and see what we could do to move forward.
We walked into Guild Mortgage. I didn't think home ownership was possible. Tracy had a plan for us. Small things that we could do to establish credit. Honestly, before you knew it, the next step was go home, build your dreams, live happily ever after.
SkillSource specializes in assessing and guiding youth, adults, and laid-off workers who want to improve their skills. Here you can attend in-depth workshops to assess skills and interests, make career plans, and learn computer basics.
Learning centers provide eligible youth and adults individualized computer-assisted basic education. Vocational training is arranged with approved providers like community colleges or on the job with businesses.
Don't wait any longer. Let's get working on the future you've been dreaming about.
We are back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. You noticed this morning I shaved. I shaved because Thom Nees is a very important person. I want to put my best face forward for the legendary executive director of Serve Wenatchee Valley. And guess who showed up? It's Thom Nees. And did he shave today? Nope. Nope.
Sorry about that.
I wanted to make sure I showed up today.
And you did, and I appreciate it, my friend. Thom, of course, is making his very first appearance on this program. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you,
How
too.
you been? I haven't seen you for a while. How's summer? I hate
Well,
to say
you
it.
see me passing by all
Yeah,
the
I
time.
see Thom. Tom's office is just like right next door, literally, to our studio. So I see him driving by in the big blue pickup every now and again. I dare to say, I'm going to conjecture here, you guys are as busy as you always are.
I had somebody ask a while back, how's business? And unfortunately, in the work that we do, to say that business is good is not necessarily good. We're seeing somewhere between 60 and 70 families a week that we are assisting in some way.
So that comes out, since with 5 business days, that's coming out to
It's
12
actually 4
families,
business
4
days.
days. So you're looking at what, 15 families a day? That's How do you handle that?
We've got some amazing volunteers and staff that's how we operate, and we're drop-in, so we don't make appointments. So folks will drop in, and we've gotten pretty efficient about how we respond to those needs, and at the same time very relational to be able to listen and hear and see what we can do to help folks take the next step. And so it's right now it's working.
And you're fiscally responsible because they only have a full-time staff like 2.5, right?
Yeah,
basically. And everybody else volunteers, and that's
It's a good it's a good way to operate, and we've got some great high quality volunteers that just have compassionate hearts for folks and understand how to get them in the right way.
Pop quiz for Thom. Are you ready to go? You don't know this is coming. Those of you who don't know, Wenatchee Valley is a consortium. It's a syndicate, so to speak, of various churches and ministries that pool their resources so everybody has. So there's a central point for various services that these churches used to do individually. It's been a fantastically successful organization. How many partnering churches serve Wenatchee Valley?
There are. That's kind of a moving number. There's 45 to 50.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
How many partnering ministries?
Partnering ministries, there's somewhere between 8 and 10.
I counted 15.
Okay.
But still, that's not bad.
Yeah.
That's so you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought I was
sort
gonna
of.
I thought I was going
I
to
actually do better on days that I shave. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Tom's specific reason here is to talk about Close for the Classroom. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. But right now, outside of Close for the Classroom, is there a specific need going on at Wenatchee Valley that people need to be aware of? Is it always the same thing?
I mentioned to you that that we see somewhere between 60 and 70 families on a weekly basis. Of those, about 60 to 65% we respond with food. That is far and away the highest need that we respond to. We have 5 food banks in the community that operate, that we refer folks out to. But food is the number one. And right now, Grocery Outlet in Wenatchee has their Independence from Hunger. They do this every year, and it's for the month of July. And if you go down there, folks can buy a bag, and of the donations that come in, either cash donations or those donations of food come in. And support families that are needing a basket of food to support their family. And so that's one of the things that's going on right now in this moment. Another thing that is continuing to go on is that we're an organization that helps families stay in their homes. And so home is a really important thing, for us. And so before they become homeless, we want to make sure they stay there. And so we're prevention oriented. We also know that there are a lot of folks that are homeless or that are, walking around in our community with a voucher for being able to stay in a place but don't have a place to go. And so to address that, one of the things that we've done as an organization, we've started to explore this idea of taking unoccupied homes in our community that are unoccupied by either code violation or dilapidated condition or even mortgage stress, and doing a nonprofit modified flip of those to acquire them, renovate them, and make them available perpetually for low-income families. And so The number is kind of staggering. I've heard through the city that the number could be as high as 300 unoccupied homes in our community now. And for us to look at that inventory that's already there, it's sitting there, it's just not being utilized, it has really captured our hearts as an organization to be a response to the need for increasing inventory.
It must be terribly painful for people as they get towards the end of the month and they have to say, well, we can either pay rent or not eat.
Yeah,
one of the two.
Or fix a car. I mean,
Yeah.
those kind of things. The number, the number's pretty staggering, staggeringly low of the amount or percentage of families that can afford a $500 or $600 repair bill and not create, crisis. And so we respond to that as well. We offer rent assistance, but we also offer those other tangential sort of things to be able to step in and help them be able to make the utility payment and the rent payment to keep them there.
I had Richard DeRock, the general manager of Link, on last week, and he threw out the number. I think it was 34% of regular Link riders ride the Link transit system to get around North Central Washington to jobs and shopping and employment, whatever it is, because they have no other viable means of transportation. They don't have a car, but they still need to go out and do things, which was, I thought, a rather staggering number. Do you help out with that sometimes?
Yes.
Tom, hey, I have a job and I live in East Wenatchee and my job is in Wenatchee and I got to get there every day, but I can't afford a monthly pass or whatever for Link.
We do offer Link tokens and Link assistance to be able to get folks, particularly to jobs, and so we have a good system to be able to help that. Occasionally, we get a car donated, and that's often an amazing thing when somebody will walk in and they're just devastated because their car broke down, can't fix it, it's not fixable. And we have had cars donated to Serve Wenatchee, and so that's one thing that we've always got a list of folks that are in a condition like that where they can't take care of their own transportation, and that's an amazing gift to someone that needs the help.
The Link Board of Directors is floating Proposition 1 on the ballot. It'll be on your August 6th ballot. They're asking for a 0.2% increase to increase services, including Sunday bus services, expanded routes, longer hours, that kind of deal. I'm going to go out on a limb, and assuming you are supporting Proposition 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Link is such an important part of this community, and expanding that has been one of the problems, is that oftentimes folks that that are working kind of those part-time jobs or working multiple jobs have difficulty getting a lift home, if they work later in the day or they work on the weekends, and so that would be an amazing blessing to this community to have that.
You mentioned the food banks, and you're using them all the time, the 5 food banks. What about perishable foods, your dairy products and your milks and your cheeses, and even beyond that, like say baby formula, diapers, that kind of stuff?
We assist with that. We've got 2 non-food pantries in our community that we refer folks to. They're at 2 different churches, and so we refer them there, and that's where they can go for hygiene items, for diapers, for shaving products.
Keep going back to the beard.
things like that. And so we've got great partners around the community. Women's Service League just did a drive for us. We put an appeal out. We needed some diapers. They happened to be able to provide that. So that's one of the ways that we work collaboratively, is that folks will respond to that, and we make those available, which is a huge need. You often think of food, but the non-food things, particularly diapers, is a very costly thing on a person's bottom line budget.
I still think there's some sort of I've talked about this with any number of nonprofits, including our friends from the Service League of Wenatchee, and it's just I go down the aisle and I see the price of diapers, and I'm going, how can diapers be so expensive? I don't know. I don't
know either. I'm not on that side of it. What I know is that we got families that need that assistance, and we navigate through and find a way to be able to provide it.
Again, my guest is Thom Nees, Executive Director of Serve Wenatchee Valley. I got one more question before we're going to take a break, and we'll come back and talk about clothes in the classroom. Getting back to the housing thing, it seems that the local governmental authorities are significantly addressing the problem of affordable housing. We're getting there. Are we ever
Yeah.
going to get there? I mean, I know it's pie in the sky thinking, but
I don't know that we'll get there completely. We've got a lot of units that are coming online. I think from the city, I heard a number of around 1,400 units coming online in the next couple, 3 years, something like that. The challenge of that is, what is the pinned up demand that we have, and what is the increased growth, and how much of that growth is going to be taking care of pinned up growth and additional community growth, and is going to have an effect on affordable housing. I think it can't help but have some effect by increasing that number that we have of vacancy rates. Get that number up from where it is currently, which is around 2%, somewhere in there. Get it up around 5-6%. I think that's going to have an effect at some level, but I still think that we've got to do some additional things to be able to address this, that is specifically available for low-income families and designed around that.
And there is a task force, I believe you're a member of it, that's involved in this, making it happen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How many people you think, if you don't know the answer, it's okay. How many people you think are homeless in the Wenatchee, East Wenatchee area by happenstance, as opposed to those who are homeless because they choose to be homeless?
I don't know the number to that. I'm almost afraid to put it out there. I can say that I know there are some, and perhaps many, that would like to find their way into a home. I also know that there are some that are making that choice, but I don't know what that number is. But one thing I do know is that 100% of the folks that come to Serve Wenatchee to find resources to stay in their home want to stay in their home. 100% of them.
That's as simple as that. Thom Nees is my guest. We're going to take a break. When we come back, August 17th is back again, closed for the classroom. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I do's to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
And in the 2 minutes we were gone, Tom's beard continued to grow. Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We have a video previewing the events on August 17th. Before we play the video, tell folks at home what they're going to see.
Closed for the Classroom is coming up on August 17th. We are going to provide up to 1,000 sets of clothes for kids going back to school.
It's a great video. Tom, I'm going to ask you to use the monitor here in the studio, and for you folks at home, please use your TVs. Here it is.
We are so blessed to live in the Wenatchee Valley. Our beautiful rivers, snowy peaks, abundant wildlife, and flourishing agriculture provide a rich and wonderful way of life. But not everyone living here has the same abundance. 1 out of every 5 children in the Wenatchee Valley lives beneath the poverty line, with 5-year-olds making up the largest group of people living below 50% of poverty level. That's why, at Saddle Rock Presbyterian Church, over 200 volunteers from around 20 local churches will gather to bring the love of Jesus and new school clothes to children who might not have any. Clothes for the Classroom has become such a blessing to our community that people camp outside the night before to make sure their kids have a chance to feel confident and proud when they arrive at their first day of school in new clothes. At Clothes for the Classroom, children will freely receive 1,000 pairs of shoes, 1,000 blue jeans, 2,000 shirts, 2,000 pairs of socks, 350 haircuts, and countless genuine smiles. Thousands of cookies and 400 balloon animals are given to young people lined up beside the Child Evangelism Fellowship Story Barn to hear about Jesus' love for them in a fun, friendly way. New Testament Bibles and wordless book bracelets are given to any who want them. Gratitude fills the day as parents share the excitement when kids see their new clothes. Jesus once held a child in his arms and said, "Whoever welcomes one of these little children in my name welcomes me, and far more than me, God who sent me." Through Clothes for the Classroom, we have an opportunity to follow Jesus' example right here in Wenatchee, welcoming and serving children in a practical way. Let people see the light of Jesus in you by volunteering on the day of the event. With jobs for all ages, this is a perfect local missions opportunity for individuals, families, or small groups looking to impact our community by showing our unity in Christ with loving service. And please consider donating to Serve Wenatchee Valley to purchase clothes from local businesses for this event. Just $5 buys a new shirt, $10 gets a pair of shoes, and $25 pays for a whole new outfit. To donate, volunteer, or find out more, see the flyer in your church bulletin. Visit our website at servewenatchee.org or call our office at 1-HOPE. That's 663-4673.
With every act of love, we bring the kingdom come.
You saw the video and you saw the boxes and boxes and boxes of clothes. First thing we need to tell you, all of those clothes are brand new. None of this is used stuff. All of these clothes, every bit of it, the shoes, the socks, the shirts, the pants, brand new, never been
Brand
worn.
new.
Yeah,
Yep.
because that's what kids want.
They do.
What do you got there?
This is my.
There you go.
This is my little display that has just a sample of the shirts and tennis shoes. That's there. This is going to be going into some different community locations, churches that for the promotion of this, and it's a great opportunity for people to visually see. This is what kids are going to be blessed with coming up on the 17th, and so that is my. You can't see my lack of beard, or my still growing.
Kindergarten through 8th grade, that's the parameters. Kindergarten through 8th grade. Nobody gets turned away. All the clothes are brand new. And you must get some great deals on these clothes, because clothes and shoes aren't cheap. How do you swing that?
We do. We've got some amazing community partners. Children's Place, most of our shirts through. Stands, we order our jeans, or our shoes through, and so they're willing to partner with us and help with that. And then the ability to be able to do this and provide a new set of clothes, including jeans, 2 shirts, a pair of tennis shoes, and socks, and we can do that for $25, tells you the buying power and the community partnership that we have with these vendors that are able to do it at that. The economic impact of that to a family is significant, because to go out and get that, you'd be $80 to $100 probably per child to do that at a retail location. Many of the families we have a couple, 3 kids that we're able to do that for. And so it's a huge economic impact to the families to be able to come in and give their kids the opportunity to go to school with a new set of digs.
And every kid wants to go to school with a new set of clothes.
You
August
see the
17th,
smiles.
2019, the usual location again? at the-
Usual location over at 1400 South Miller Street, the Saddle Rock EPC Church.
Can I have you on one more time to talk about this before we get close to it?
I wish you would.
Yeah.
You can go to servewenatchee.org. You can get more information. Go down there. You can either volunteer or click to donate and support a kid.
Walgreens sells razors, by the way. Provided the show isn't canceled, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.